Last question to finish it off. Football City Talk asks, how much will soccer in the U.S. improve?
I think greatly. I really do. I mean, you compare the 2010 team that we saw compete in South Africa, and you look 12 years later, now here in 2022, I see drastic, and I mean drastic improvements in every single position. And that's not an exaggeration. From goalkeeping to fullbacks to even center backs, midfield, and offensively on the wings and up top. Actually, maybe not up top, but maybe up top.
Yeah.
Maybe even up top when you have players like Ferreira coming through, or maybe Pepe starts going off. Every single position has had a drastic improvement, man. And it's only been a decade. So I can see this trend just continuing all the way. And another 10 years from now, hell, even 4 years when it's here in the States, I could see this American team being the most talented team that obviously has been in this country. And we're already seeing it. We've seen the States for the first time go toe-to-toe with Mexico in a World Cup qualifying campaign. For the first time, like truly, where Mexico's not just like the guys to beat, right? Yeah. We've seen that the U.S. are here, and they're not only here, but they're dominating most of their games. Now, obviously, we've talked about it before. There's a little bit of concern about consistency, but when the U.S. is on it, it's the best U.S. team that we've ever seen. Their talent is insane. I only see the talent getting better, man. I really do. Just from the infrastructure point of view, yeah, the pay to play, but it's kind of working, honestly. We're seeing all of these products come out. Pulisic, Brandon Aronson, Tyler Adams. These guys, Reyna, yeah. Yunus Musa. These guys are really, really good. I only see it getting better, man, honestly.
I think that the reason I do see it improving is because the U.S. has such an advantage compared to so many countries in this world in that it is a melting pot.
Oh, yeah.
There are so many kids here from so many different backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the U.S. encapsulated. It's the United States. Like, it's always been that. And I've always wondered, like, when is the U.S. actually going to take advantage of that? When is our talent going to be representative of the fact that we have kids here that are from Mexican backgrounds, French backgrounds, English backgrounds, Canadian backgrounds? And we're finally seeing it now with, like, the national team, players choosing between Mexico and the U.S., players that were born in England, but they came down here, that grew up in Europe, but then came down here. Just all these beautiful backgrounds that are involved, and like just all these different players that come from different places. And I just think that in the end will accumulate to a very talented squad. And it seems like whatever it is that they did infrastructure-wise, they finally did it in a way that they can bring out those talents and those players. They can find those players more easily now. And it's having an influence on what players are coming up through the ranks. And we're seeing it now with like the players that are selecting between what country do they want to represent. Not even just Mexico, U.S., but there's other players that are involved with like with U.S. or Canada or U.S. and like a European team. Yeah. And a lot of these kids are selecting U.S. now. And so this is just the start of it. And the fact that it is what it is now, I'm a Mexico fan, but I've recognized completely that the U.S. is improving at an incredibly fast rate now. Yeah. And it's a little concerning because I don't think Mexico has that. I don't think we have that same access.
Yeah.
And so if the U.S. continues at this rate, hopefully it can amount to something really spectacular. Yeah.
Yeah, I think kind of going on that note, I do think the U.S., as you just pointed out, for all those reasons, has a good chance of actually winning something big or going very deep in a World Cup. I'm not saying anytime soon, but I'm saying maybe in the next 10 years, 15 years, I could see the U.S. like making for the first time, a deep, deep run in a World Cup. Yeah. I really could, solely because of the trend that they're on. I think the one thing that needs to change for the U.S. to truly achieve that, though, is just one thing. It's the culture around this sport. And that's something that's going to go deep. That's something that's going to have to be on us as people when we raise our kids, just stuff like that. It's down to the culture, how we view the sport. Because, I was watching the Feyenoord game today. I was like, damn, dude, what a dope club. Because, they may not ever achieve anything big. They may not even win to the Eredivisie since they're in the same league with Ajax. But that club alone, that city, has a culture of, look, we're going to play football. We're going to play in a very specific way. But not only that, if you want to be a part of this club, you have to play at a certain level. and you have to come up through the ranks playing this very specific way. And if you're not good, you're not going to cut it. You're out. And there's that mentality, that European mentality of you have to be good. You have to be at a certain level. You have to on yourself impose this culture of winning, this culture of technique, this culture of love for the game, viewing it completely differently. Because here in the States, man, you know, if our professional teams lose, no one really cares.
Oh, yeah.
No one cares. They kind of just go to the games, get drunk, have a good time. There is that passion, absolutely, and it's more passion than I've ever seen in the MLS. It's getting better. We just need to keep going in that direction. We need to care about our youth teams. We need to care, and we need to make sure that the culture of winning and technique is really pushed when it comes to these youth players in the States, because that's what's ultimately going to push them to be the best of what they can be. And that's why I think it's really important that a lot of young American players like Pulisic, like Brandon Aronson, are going to Europe, because if they're not getting the culture here, they can get it over there. And I think that's why Mexico's struggling a lot right now, because sure, the culture of winning in Mexico is there, but if they're not getting opportunity, they have nowhere else to go. And they're not going to Europe, so you kind of get complacency.
Yep. Dude, can you imagine the U.S. winning a World Cup with the culture we have right now?
That's the thing. No, that's what I'm saying.
It's like I can't visualize it. Like
Right.
that can't happen. We can't do that without the universe being balanced out in that way. We are not deserving of that.
Right.
It'd be insane.
It would be. I mean, oh man, the implications of like if the U.S. just in general over the course of history, if the U.S. wins it before Mexico, that would have some heavy implications.
Heavy. Jesus, even just that.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
That would any argument a Mexican would have towards them being better would be immediately eliminated.
Yeah. Oh, even like a semifinal run, dude.
Even that
would be really bad.
Yeah.
And I hope that doesn't happen, because, dude, when we ask the question, what country will win a World Cup outside of Europe or South America? Obviously, like the African teams were like Senegal. That was like the biggest one. But then between CONCACAF, our TikTok comments were loaded with debates between Mexico versus U.S., Mexico versus U.S. Yeah. And that is going to be a battle in of itself for the next century.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because whoever does it, bro, is going to have bragging rights for the longest time.
Till the end of time. And that's the beauty of CONCACAF, man. That rivalry is so fierce.
Yeah.
That's why I'm proud to be a part of this region, dude.